Hello, good morning, beautiful people. How are we all? Actually, while we're waiting for some people to come on, I might do a little bit of a practice. Just waiting for a few people to come on. Okay, I guess I needed to tune into that one. Oh, how are you guys? Good morning, evening, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. My name is Blythe Langford. I'm a holistic business coach, and this is just a share just because I freaking hate being out of integrity. It literally just eats away at me like nothing else. I do not like it when I can't be my fullest expression or when I feel like I'm not being my fullest expression. So really wanted to just tune in with you guys and let you know a bit about where I'm at and the challenges that I've been having lately, because people know me as being unicorns and rainbows because I get to live an amazing life and I set myself up to experience joy and happiness in most moments because I've had so much trauma in my past that I'm so resilient to things. Yet, I'm a fucking human and I have shit days, really shit days sometimes, just like everybody else. And I just wanted to share where I'm at because for me, when I am feeling, I was feeling so freaking amazing. I'm just going to share how I was feeling. I was feeling so freaking amazing. 50 days fasting. Yeah, there was challenges through it, but you know what? Not a lot of shit goes on in your brain because you don't have the brain power to actually deal with a whole lot of stuff. And also you don't have as much negativity come through because you're not putting any poisons or anything like that into your body. So you pretty much feel like blissed out a lot of the time, right? And I'm not feeling that right now. I'm not feeling blissed out. I'm not feeling fucking like on my A game, and I'm not feeling super amazing in my body as my body is just getting back to digesting food, and I'm just having days where I am challenged as fuck. And I really just wanted to share with you guys that I'm a human being. Like, I love unicorns and rainbows, but you know what? The reality is that I am having a human experience on this earth right now. And there are days when I wake up and I feel uncomfortable in my body because I feel uncomfortable in my body. There is days when I wake up and I feel sad, and I have my practices and my processes that help me come out of those things. But there's days when I wake up and I feel sad. I had a breakdown this morning in front of some beautiful friends who allowed me just to cry and be witnessed for just not being experiencing. That's what I mean. I'm just like messy today, and I just wanted to share from that place because I have got so much going on in my world. I've got 2 businesses that I'm extremely challenged in at the moment, and there's all lawyers stuff going on with that, and it's I can't speak about it, and I hate not being able to share what's real and true for me. And it's really challenging because all I want to do is just be really honest with you guys all the time and just let you know what's going on, because we all learn through people sharing. We all get to have a positive impact in the world when we share authentically from our hearts. And right now at the moment, like, I can't share everything at the moment due to legal reasons, and that is super shit for me because first and foremost, like, I'm an authenticity coach. Like, I help people to understand their truth and what's really on their heart behind their programming. And for me, being somebody that's dealt with a whole lot of my programming and dissolved so many parts of myself, to then have something legal where I can't actually share authentically is super challenging for me, because I just want to not have that in my life. I've done so much work on sovereignty and freedom and getting out of the system and being in the system and how to work with both sides and this, that, and the other, that to have a non-for-profit and be out of the system in one part and then have legal reasons that are keeping me trapped or feeling trapped in the system and dealing with the full matrix spectrum is really interesting. And I know this isn't going to be forever, and I know this is like all coming to an end very soon, and I can't wait so that I can share more. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait for that day. Let me tell you, I can't wait to actually share everything that's gone on. But then also I'm threatened constantly with a gag cause that I'm not able to speak. And for me, not being able to share that message and a whole massive part of my life is not okay. Like, there'd have to be some really fucking big reasons for me not to be able to share what's been true for me, because truth sets us free, and truth sets everybody else free as well. And if we can all be honest and actually share what's going on in our heart, then some of your photos have... Oh, thanks. Not this photo. Look at this face all just waking up. And that's the thing, like, I don't always look perfect, and I don't always... That's why I always try and share without makeup on, without my hair done. That's why I'm always flicking my hair around. I'm like, oh, my face is like, blah, blah, blah. You know, I have my issues, just like every other person. And I just... You know, we all have days where we wake up and we feel less than. We all have days where we wake up and we feel not beautiful and like, don't want to put ourselves on the internet like this. I need to put on a mask, da, da, da. I will always try and be as raw and authentic, pimples and all, you know, puffy eyes and all, so that we can really step into our truth. Crazy, shitty hair, so that we can all really step into our truth and not need to put the masks on and not need to hide who we really are. Because when we get to share who we are, then we really change the world. And first of all, I want to acknowledge, because I was one of those women that used to get Botox and used to get all the things and blah, 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 and hide from my wrinkles and my face and change my everything. I used to even get Botox in my nose so it would sit up more, so I didn't, because I hated when I smiled and it went down. All of the things. Like, I'm a human, I'm a woman, you know, and we, especially, like, I've got hairdressing salons, and they're superficial places where people come to make themselves feel better. And that's what got me on the road to this path. And it was beautiful, because I really wanted to help people. And I was only surface level when I was going into it, being, you know, a young teenager, I think 14, 15, that I thought that was the key to help people change how they looked on the outside so that they could feel better on the inside, you know? And now I get to do the opposite, where I help people to really look at the inside, and then their external world, they're radiating with joy and happiness, and they don't feel the desire to change any of this, because them being their fullest expression is perfect, and they get to love on themselves, and that makes my heart so happy. That's what I'm here to do. I'm very emotional. But being able to have people love themselves so much that they can show up and be messy as fuck, and previously they would have felt that they were ugly and unworthy of sharing their message and their story and what was going on for them, and they get to just be their fullest expression of themselves, no matter how or what is going on for them. And they get to love on that person and acknowledge themselves and be proud, because that's the world that I want to live in, a world where people can literally show up and speak to so many people in their pajamas from the night before, crying, and still knowing that they are doing great and they're proud of themselves and they love on themselves, and that they're awesome through their mess, and their mess isn't even mess, their mess is just beauty and love, because they're just perfectionists maybe, and they want everything to be perfect all the time, or they are hurting and they think that their pain is not beautiful, or they're scared of being vulnerable because they've been hurt so many times. But all of us deep down and surface level, all of us are just such loving, beautiful souls that have got such medicine inside of us that heals other people. And that's why I love doing what I get to do, because when you can tap into who you are and not feel the need to be anything but how you show up, when you can show up and just be you, messy as fuck, and know that that's perfect, that's when the world has changed. That's when we are living in the place that is pure beauty and pure truth and real freedom. When we don't have to put on masks or be anything but how we show up, and just sharing whatever the fuck is on our hearts, on our minds, then that's real beauty, you know? Like, if politicians, if our doctors, if police could really show up in those moments and be honest. Oh my God, what a game changer. Like, wouldn't you love one of my bestest sovereign mates, brothers, his brother is a cop, and he literally got kicked out of working in Sydney because he was too honest. They literally put him in the middle of Australia so that he couldn't deal with people, because he would literally pull people over and go, hey mate, so I just want to let you know that, whatever his name was, I am pulling you over today and I've got actually no authority to do this. And if you don't want to have this random breath test, then by law, I can't make you have it. So how would you like to proceed? And people would be like, so I don't have to do this? I don't have to do this? I don't actually have to give you my license? Da, 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 da. He's like, no, actually what I'm asking you is illegal. So you actually have the right to drive away right now. And hence they didn't want him there, and they put him in the middle of Australia where he wouldn't pull anybody over. Can you imagine a world where you'd go into your doctor and they'd say, hi, I am Dr. Blythe, and I would just like to let you know that I am getting paid a lot of money to put this poison in you. Now, this poison can potentially sterilize you so you can never have children. It can cause cancer, and you know what? I have no idea what the fuck's in it. But if you do it, I can get the Mercedes at the end of the year and my kids can continue to go to private school. So what do you say? Are we in agreement? Do you want to try it? Like, we get great kickbacks. I mean, you don't, you might die, but I'm going to get a great kickback. Or if when we're going to court, the judge actually said, we're in local court and this doesn't actually hold any value. And if you want to go to Supreme Court, that's where real truth and the commission of your country will actually give you fair and legal rights. So do you want to keep on proceeding with me because I'm just going to extract more money out of you than you've probably got and really try and screw up your life because we're just in about exchange here? Or do you want to go to High Court where you can actually have your issues solved? Like, if people were actually telling the truth, like for me, I don't even know where this is coming from. I don't know what I'm talking about today. I just wanted to share where I'm at because it's like the overwhelm of everything, like sometimes can be overwhelming, right? And for me, sharing through things just allows it to not be so messy and hard and sticky and challenging. So I just really wanted to share where I'm at. Like, I'm just feeling quite like everybody, I guess, there's a pandemic and all that, and I don't believe in the pandemic and all of the things, and I really feel like spiritual people or people that are connected or anybody that doesn't believe in the pandemic is getting other things that they really need to work on or work through that they can't really avoid. And for me, I did my 50-day fast and it was the best ever, but I started my 50-day fast because things were too hard for me to deal with. I did that because I knew it was going to make me feel better. And I really needed to feel better because I was having these legal things come up for me, and just having people criticizing and being just real, to be honest, cunts. And I'm going to share something about that word in a minute, because if you find it offensive, I want to share with you why it's offensive. Having all of this going on, and I had just been and had the most beautiful, profound experience of my life that was also challenging as F. It was so beautiful. I was having these amazing, just like the mind-blowing, most amazing days of my life. Yet I was also so confronted with what was really going on. And sorry, I'm just trying to speak about that and then read about what other people are. So, sorry, I lose myself. I'm not perfect. I can't do 10 things at once. So yeah, I just really wanted to speak about this because I was having the paradox where it was so present that, constantly while I was in Mexico, I was having the most amazing experiences of my life, yet I was cleansing at such a deep, profound level that I was super connected with the land there and dealing with all of the the pain and suffering and the trauma of the people that have been murdered on the lands in Mexico, and the Mayan people, and all of these people that had been, just all of that pain, and then all of that pain through my family line, and the people that had been murdered and kidnapped and abused, and all of the abuse that had happened to me in my life, and my family, what they had dealt with. Just witnessing the death and the murder constantly was quite overwhelming, because I kept on thinking that people were going to kill me, but it wasn't them. I was just super tuned into other things. It was like multiple timelines were happening at the exact same time, and being sometimes a psychic or an empath, when it's a lot to deal with. Like, literally looking at people and seeing murder happening around you is challenging sometimes. So it was at that time, because I was being triggered in so many different ways and just cleansing out so much. So I just, wanted to share authentically that even though sometimes the most amazing experiences, a lot of the times the most amazing experiences of my life have just had these polarities of fucking deep inner work where it's like, whoa, therapists can't help you. Do you need an exorcist right now? And no, I don't. But yeah, it is just like fucking crazy. So I just wanted to really share with you just being crazy, because nobody fucking shares just being crazy and sad and vulnerable and transparent and losing their shit whilst having it together. It's such a paradox of life, right? Like, we're so beautiful in our mess. We're so beautiful in our truth. We're so beautiful when we're just giving it a go and not trying to be anything else but our truest, fullest expression of self. So I just want to share this because I just want to be in my happy place. I just want to be in summer, eating fruit, lying on the beach, sunbaking, like the first world spoiled brat that I am. and I can't. Like everybody else. I just want my perfect life. And my perfect life just means summer. I could deal with all the other things if it was summer and there was some heat. And I should show you outside because it looks really beautiful. I'm just a fucking whinger right now. And I just wanted to show you that I'm just having a tantrum. I'm a first world brat. And I just need you to just be what you're doing right now and just witness me being a fucking idiot who's beautiful. And I hope that this allows you just to not be anything but the pure, awesome person that you are, yet sharing beyond blame and shaming anybody else, but just who you are, because all we want is to be loved and seen and just be accepted for who we are. And for me, not being able to share what's really going on is fucking shit. I want to share all parts of myself. I don't have any limitations in the world. I don't have limitations within my external world like other people do that they're limited. They don't want to go outside. They don't want to go into the ocean. They don't want to do this. They don't want to do that. I'm ninja at that shit. So of course my lesson right now is internal freedom and not being able to share all of myself because I legit can't, because I've got like a gag clause on me right now. And that is what it is. It's neither good nor bad. It's whatever I make of it. So most days I just don't think about it, and that's not true. See, I don't even know what's true. I'm just like really fucking messy, and I'm just sharing from a place of like, what the fuck? What the fuck? I don't even know what I'm talking about or what I'm wanting to share. I just needed to come on and just be real and be honest and just say, you know what? Sometimes I don't have it all together. And some days I feel like pissed off and angry that I can't share. And then it's like, well, am I even really pissed off about that? Or am I just using that as a procrastination to not live incongruency to my soul? And then it's like, well, some days I use that as like overeating and like binging and allowing myself to feel like, yes, I'm just going to have a binge eat tonight because I had an eating disorder for a long time, and I'm using this so that it can be like what triggers me to have a binge. And then like I wake up the next day feeling like shit, so I'm like self-harming and like not being perfect, because guess what? I'm not perfect, and sometimes I don't know how to deal with this stuff, and neither do the people around me, because there is no right or wrong on how to deal with anything. That's the thing. It's just whatever is there, and it's, you know, like I just sometimes feel like escaping like everybody else does. And you know what makes it better is just going down to the beach and going for a swim. And guess what? The beach is just right there. And why haven't I fucking done that? Because some days it's just a little bit too fucking cold. It's just cold. And some days you just gotta share where you're at. And that's why I just wanted to actually just be honest. And before I go and escape and do my morning rituals and make myself fucking perfect so that I can share with you things that I think are gonna help you through this, I thought I'd just share before I'm perfect and before I'm unicorns and rainbows, and just let you see sometimes what's before all of that, because this is me today, and it's just a challenging day, and I just need to cry. And sometimes you just need people to witness you in your shit so that you can be in your shit and it will be okay. And I don't know how long it's going to last for. I just know that it's just doing something great for my soul right now. So I'm just allowing you guys to help me through this process. So thank you for just being there for me and all of your amazing words. It's just really beautiful. And fuck. And thank you so much just for each one of you. Like, there's so many people on here that I just fucking love that support me so much. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much, because you guys actually make such a difference in my life as well. So, you're just amazing. I really just am so grateful to know so many people, even so many of you that I've never actually met in person, you know? Like, I just want to say thank you, because you all have like a great impact on my life, and I'm so honored and so grateful to be that we have like this platform, you know, to be able to share whatever the fuck is going on. And I'm so grateful that even though I do all the work, like the internal work, but then also like all the sovereignty and freedom and I'm still sharing on Facebook, and like they allow me to share this shit. So, or even though so many of us get our posts taken down and all of the things, like I'm still able to share with people. Like, they haven't shut me off, and I'm really grateful to that as well. So yeah, I think that's enough jibber jabber, because I always flick my hair around, because when I have flat hair, I hate it and I don't feel pretty. And especially when I don't have makeup on like that, that's the worst day ever for me. This hair with this like face right now, that's like very challenging for me. That's why I'm always flicking my hair around, and because it always gets in my face. So when you see me doing that, it's actually because I'm feeling less than perfect. So guess what? I'm a human and I feel less than perfect. And I try and make myself feel prettier, because that makes me feel better. And it's weird. And I just move my hair around, because it actually allows me to use my brain better, I'll be honest. It's like, reset, what the fuck's going on? So I just wanted to share a little bit about that and just send you all so much love and thank you and gratitude for allowing me to be in my mess and not have it all perfect and not really have a message that I want to share today. But if I could share one message, it would actually be women first of all, and then I'm going to do men after. Women don't need to change this. Each of us have got one unique face, and it is so beautiful without makeup. It is so beautiful without Botox. You don't need to put poison on your face. And if you do, then I love you for that. I used to do that. And I used to literally be trying to escape my face. So when I know that being a teenager and all of that sort of stuff, and especially when you've had sexual abuse or put down, or like 100% of the people out there, we've all been put down in some way, and we try to put these masks on ourselves. But women, the more of us that have our wrinkles and are just not perfect, that we literally change the world. So once women can be comfortable within themselves, and the men out there, please actually support the women that, like so many men say to me, oh, you look so beautiful today. And it's when I have makeup on, or I'll go and see a mate and they'll be like, you look stunning today. It's like, it's just because I got mascara on and I didn't yesterday. Oh, it really suits you. It's like, yuck, So like women, let's actually empower ourselves and call out the men in the most beautiful way, when they're like, oh, honey, you look amazing tonight, and go, thank you so much. It's actually because I put a mask on so that it would serve other people. But can you just love me when I'm in my jammies? Can you just love me for the person that I am without like me needing to put the mask on and escape what's actually real? Because what it is just a program of people preventing us from aging, because age is where all the wisdom's at. Like, we've got all these freaking amazing humans trapped up in nursing homes and feeling less than and unworthy that we can't even go and see right now because we're not going to get aborted fetuses put into our bodies. But we can't even go, like, they're literally deteriorating, and we're not getting their wisdom because they're made to think that they're freaking idiots, that they're children when they're older. Yet they are so fucking wise. They've lived a lifetime, and I want to just share this really quickly. In Indigenous tribes, some of the Indigenous tribes that I've been to, age and time are not like they are in the West. I know within the Mashika tribe, you turn 1 year old when you're 50. They don't have birthdays every year. They're not counting down the time and making themselves be like, oh, I'm 25. I need to act like an adult and put masks on and dress in my suit and be somebody else now because I'm 25. It's like, no, they get to play and just make mistakes because there is no word for wrong, right? There is no word for wrong because until you're 50, you're just playing and figuring shit out. And like, what a blessing, because I know that me at 39, I am still learning and I'm okay with making mistakes. And like, think about how much we are trained to not want to make mistakes and not even try. So it keeps us limited and in our slave program mentality that we need to abide by all these people's rules. And I won't even check the rules to make sure if they're all right. I'm just going to abide by them so that I just like don't have to like be scared or rejected or like confronted or have to deal with something or maybe like get in trouble or da 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 da, So it's like, thank you, brother. So it's just like, we're just kids. If you're over 50, you're 1 year old. You're 1 year old, But if you're under 50, then we just get to make mistakes and we get to just test things out like a baby would, when somebody's telling you not to go on the beach and there's all barricades there. Just go on the beach, see what happens. Or when people are telling you to like stay in your home, go outside and just see what happens. and have a conversation with the person that's just trying to fuck shit up for you. You know, like when the lifeguard, the first time I did it, I ran away. I went down to the beach and people were screaming at me, "You can't do that, don't go in the water, da, 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 da." And I was like, I actually attacked an old woman. Not really, but she attacked me first. Like, just came all up in my face. "You can't go in the water, you can't go in the water, what are you doing?" And I was like, "Woman, I'm doing this for your freedom." Like, we lost it at an old lady. Not my finest hour. But just go and chat. Like, then the next day I went to just go in the water and not run away. And, then that was a lot easier because, I didn't need to have a fight with anybody. Just need to have a conversation. And I didn't need to stay down there. But anyway, so just be you. No masks. Women especially. And for men, firstly for women, because we're trained to think that we need to be, magazines and models and all of that fake world that I was in for such a long time train us to just have these visuals of these anorexic people that are just hungry for food. They're being super skinny and with their amazingly genetic blessings. Like, we've got genetic blessings too in my mess with my everything. Like, I might not be like Vogue perfect, but guess what? I got a lot of heart and a lot of soul, and I'm not better than anybody, but there is more in that than there is in a whole magazine. When somebody's got heart and soul and they know how to really allow others to be their fullest, most every part of their soul integrated into their being so they can shine being their most authentic truth, then that's the sort of world that I want to live in, right? And that's what every man gets to support women in when they're looking like shit and doing all of the things. Like, that's when we need you most, men, to actually go, "You know what? You're so beautiful right now." And I don't mean with me. I mean like with your partners or with your sisters or with your mothers or with your grandmas. Support those women when they're in their mess and just listen to them. And if they're in their story, just ask them, what's going on for you beyond that? Like, beyond what you're telling me, how do you actually really feel? Like, you might be like coming out with venom through your mouth and like, you know what I mean, when they're nasty and reactive, just saying, "Sweetheart, I love you." Like, what's behind that, and allow them to just actually say, "Well, I'm just not feeling loved or seen, or I feel ugly and just less than and da-da-da-da." Because generally most of the time it's feeling unworthy and not feeling loved. So if you know that if you know that, that's the trick to women. That's literally the trick to women. Give them a big hug. They just need to be seen and heard and know that they're worthy and beautiful. That's literally it. Not that hard. And for men, like, brothers and dads and fathers and grandfathers and all of you, you've got a tough gig too, and I feel sorry for you guys too. Like, it's challenging being a man at this time because all that you were having to pretend to be when you're just beautiful, caring souls, and you don't get to share that in every moment. It's just like heartbreaking. I see so many men just trying to like, especially here where I live, there's so many beautiful men just doing the muscle thing and doing like the weightlifting thing and just like getting their bodies all perfect, and they're just scared little boys on the inside and just need to be seen and for beyond that, and they don't need to have their masks on as well, and they don't need to be concerned about the size of their dicks. The dick size doesn't make them less or more of a man. It's irrelevant. It's like, I really do feel for the men out there that they are so trapped in these little society boxes as well of things that they need to think. Like, can you imagine, like, women, can you actually imagine having this is so weird, I'm sorry, but women, can you actually imagine having your genitals outside your body and having them kicked and beaten. Like, women, just think about what it would be like to be a man and have your genitals outside your body and have people looking at you every time you urinated, laughing at you and thinking, oh my God, is my dick weird? Am I circumcised? Am I not circumcised? Is this right? Is that right? Am I wrong? Am I dirty? Am I less than? Am I like, is my penis not good enough? Can you like, we're lucky. We've got our genitals inside of us. We don't even get to see or experience them. Theirs are hanging outside their body. They are so vulnerable in every minute. And women, we criticize them and we're nasty. Maybe not all the time and maybe not now as we're evolved humans. But we've been bitches. We have been fucking abusive to our men. We haven't supported them when they've needed us most, and then we want them to tell us how pretty we are. Like, women, we fucking kill our boyfriends and our partners and our dads with our words. So how can we support our men, really support our men? How can we be the women that they need so that they can step up in this moment in time? How can we be the women to these men that allows them to have beautiful relationships with their children, where they get to connect with their kids on a soul level? It starts with us as well, taking responsibility of how we treat people and just being lovely to our men and understanding that it's not always about us and that they need our support as well. And together, we really get to have great impact in each other's lives and really see people beyond their dick size or their Botox. Really be able to see our men and support them. And women who, I mean, are around, like, women in their over 20, you know, like, we have been so programmed, and our parents and our grandmas have been so programmed to think less than of men and to feel so disconnected and unsupported by men that we subconsciously are treating our children, our boys and our partners and our husbands and our dads like shit. We are treating them like, what's the word? I want to be clear with this. We're treating them like they are, like there is some part of us that doesn't like the masculine, like there is some part of us that is actually putting out, resonating that they're not worthy, that we are, I don't know, I'm just going to give you an example. So for example, like my mum, she was like a feminist. She was heavily medicated all her whole life. So what I got to experience with her was her living the programs. She was so fucking programmed by society, right? That it almost came across that she hated on men. Like that she didn't enjoy that men were not to be trusted. That men, like, how often do you hear this? We hear this all the time. Oh, you just can't trust men. Oh yeah, all men are like that. Oh yeah, this, that, and the other. And it's, you know what? That's such a fucking lie. It is such a cultural lie that we women have this implanted into their brains. So I know, and I literally have heard 90% of women say a comment that isn't even theirs, that is a societal program that fucks up our men and our children. And I honestly believe that there is so many men out there who are gay that are not actually gay, that they just haven't dealt with their childhood traumas because their mums didn't honor the divine masculine. And that a lot of men have got so much unhealed trauma that it is, because can you imagine growing up being the son of a woman who thinks less than of men, who thinks that men can't be trusted, who thinks that men are assholes? If you were that child and you wanted your mother's love, would you consider allowing your, I mean, this is all subconscious, but wouldn't you consider like allowing your feminine side to really be strengthened? And especially when your mum loves on that part of you so much, that is what you are trained to bring out of your personality most. And the masculine side of you is diminished and put down, you know? So it's really created a society where we've got a lot of gay men who are just dealing with childhood traumas, who aren't dealing with childhood traumas that are keeping them suppressed and not being able to be the fullest expression of themselves. And I know, like, most of the men in my life are actually gay. So this has been really interesting for me to had this realization a whole lot of time, a whole few years ago. And I've actually got a brother and a sister that's gay. And I come from an extremely abusive family. And it's no wonder that so many people are just dealing or not dealing with their traumas and creating their lives from a space of just survival mode, just purely in survival mode, that they are just doing whatever it is, so that they never actually have to like deal with what's going on and deal with their mummy and their daddy wounds, so that they just don't have to actually like live, and then they just actually just going to get money from the government and just like do what they need to do and never actually take a breath and connect in with their soul of what the fuck is actually going on. So I really just, let's just be kind to each other, and even and we're all just practicing. Like, I lost my shit at an old lady, like probably one of the lowest points of my life. But in that moment, I guess there's some silver linings to that as well, because we created a fucking scene and everybody in that area got to hear some truths about the law that was going on. And people were interested and learnt something, and then the next day the beach was open. So who knows? But I just really wanted to just share authentically. And can we all really please just start supporting each other at a deeper level? Women and men, we need to practice this. We need to practice when we feel like, and especially in relationships, like if you're feeling like you need to escape that relationship and find another one, can you in that moment dive in deeper to the relationship you're in and see that other person as a part of your own soul that you are not willing to look at? Because we are all just expressions of our own inner world. Our external world is our inner world. So be in that relationship wholeheartedly, holding that other part of yourself. You might be a man looking at a woman and going, bitch, I just can't deal with your shit. And instead of being like that, just going, that's honoring that part of yourself, going, whoa, this is going to be so much easier to escape. But the juice is actually when you get to be in there and support and hold that woman and say, my love, I'm hearing you, and what I'm not understanding is all the words coming at me. Please speak to me from your heart. What's on it? Your heart medicine. Like, where are you at with your heart? Beyond the stories that you're telling me, what is at your heart that you want to share with me? Please speak to me at that level, because I know that I'll get it at that level. I'm just not understanding the stories that are coming out. Or being there and just listening to the stories and just know that it's not about the stories. She just needs you to see her and witness her. And in that moment, even feel the beauty that's on her heart, because you were attracted to her because of her heart medicine, because she has got so much love for you. So even when she's fucking crazy, we call it a meadow report. She is just verbally diarrheaing because she just needs you to witness and see her. So if you can just like not hold any attachments, or like, that's when you actually get to show up and be the warrior for her. Like, you literally, like, imagine yourself just being a warrior for her. Like, your shields are on, and nothing that she says, like, she's just throwing daggers at you. This is our societal program. If you are in the societal program, relationships, this is just her daggers just being thrown at you because she just wants to see if you can hold her. You don't have to even do anything. You just need to be there. And just to listen some of the time. Most of it would be great, but like, we all blank out every now and again. But just stand there and just love on her. And rather than allowing those attacks to go through your armor, just to be there and just to resonate love for your woman, and just be able to really hold her in that space and just listen. And then when she's ready, give her a big fucking hug and hold her so tight and
that is when the real juice happens, and that's when you can change and shift your relationship for fucking ever. Men, if you were to do that, our world would be so different. And women, what you can do for your men is actually speak to them from your heart. They are with you because they want to experience more true divine femininity from you so that they can be vulnerable with you, because believe me, when you crack open the heart of a man and allow yourself to be in his vulnerability, by you being vulnerable first, you will probably have the most amazing relationship of your life. So please don't just, I know I'm being, not don't, but please go deeper. Don't just be the synthetic version of yourself all the time. Go deeper, because that's what you really want. You really want deep, loving, beautiful, fucking passionate relationships. So go beyond the surface layer. Go and speak to your man and make it special and amazing. Allow him to share, but you've got to set up a beautiful container for him. You've got to allow him to feel safe, because if you've been a bitch to your partner, if you've set him up to fail over and over and over again, and I mean emotionally, when he's gone to share authentically with you, if you've shut him down for not being the strong man that he needs to be, the alpha male, you are fucking him up. So you need to set up the container for your man so that he can really be held and supported by you, so that he can be messy and vulnerable with you, so that he can be the truest, fullest expression of himself, and you get to see him at a heart level. And that's where the medicine is, and that is what's challenging for a lot of women, because they're like, he's not a strong man. He's got tears. He's got emotions. And it's like, no, that's when he gets to be strong. That's where he gets to allow his shields and his masks just to be torn off, because he's being held to the highest standard by his woman, who is there for him, able to love and support him so that he can be fully witnessed as the man that he is. And that is where the fucking magic is for your relationship. That's where you actually get to communicate on a soul level, and that is what we all want in our relationships: to be seen, to be safe, to be so safe in our relationships that we can share beyond the programming and the synthetic bullshit that's popping up for us, and we can literally be connected at a heart level so deeply that it is so beautiful, and it melts our programs. Just being in a relationship like that melts the programs that keep us trapped and limited, because then we are so free to be our fullest expression of ourselves, to be so seen and loved and supported that it literally resonates such profound love to so many people, to our neighbours, to the people that we walk past in the street, that when we hold each other's hands, it's just like fireworks. It's like the fucking first week we met, because you get to actually tune into what that love that's really there, rather than just being the programs of what your relationship has become. Because it doesn't matter if you've been together for 10 minutes, 10 years, or 10 decades. It's a practice. It's a fucking practice. So, and especially when you felt disconnected from your partner for a while, like, that's when you get to actually do the work, and it will take time, because you literally have to keep on showing up in that relationship. And especially if you've held containers and it hasn't been really supportive to each other, then you can actually start to, like, you have to start again, and you literally have to communicate with the person. And guess what? If you're on that page that you want to make an effort, it doesn't necessarily mean that that other person is on that page at that time. So you have to constantly go in and set up this safe container so that they actually trust you. Because guess what? A lot of the time, energetically, they don't trust you because you have set them up to be emotionally shut down so many times. So you will need to practice and go into that relationship and set up this safe container over and over again. So whether you're a man or a woman and you want to start to set up this safe container, you need to go and communicate that. And you might take that person out for dinner. You might run a beautiful bubble bath. I'm so emotional today. You might run a beautiful bubble bath with candles and just like let the kids be minded by the neighbours that or lock them out in the backyard for an hour. I don't know, whatever the fuck it is that you want to do. But it's up to you to start that relationship again. And guess what? You're so lucky because you've already got somebody that you're in love with and you can get back to that place. It's up to you to get into that relationship and set up safe containers for you to both communicate. And I'm not saying that it's definitely going to work out, but if you're already on the path to divorce, it could be the most beautiful friendship that you ever have because you've actually been in love with that person, and being able to witness their growth while you're getting out of it can be the most beautiful experience. Or it will just rekindle that love that you had for that person a while ago, and you might have fallen in love with them 10, 20, 30 years ago and you're not in love with them anymore. But guess what? That love is still there. And you might have just respect for that person right now, and you might be just in a partnership rather than in a deep love. But you can create that again. Have date nights with your partner. Set yourself up in these beautiful containers so that you both win and you actually get to speak authentically from your heart. And maybe you need to practice speaking and allowing the other person to be heard and seen, and asking them, like, I'm hearing you and I'm hearing like what you're saying, but what's beyond that? Like, how did that make you feel? Like, what is it that you really want to express with me? What is it that you really want out of our relationship? How can I really serve you a lot better in our relationships? And that might be emotionally, physically, sexually. What is it that I can help you experience in this moment, and how can we make it so deep and profound? And I don't mean porn style sex. I mean like deep, profound love. Like, what's beyond that? Like, what is it that you really want to experience together? And share these things. How is it that you want to grow together? There might be some things it's like, honey, I just want you to, like, after sex, just cuddle me like this. Or it might be, honey, I just want you to, make me a sandwich in the morning before I go to work, because every time I eat that, I just think of how much you love me. I know for one of my exes, I just used to need him to make this, like, one little thing for me, put the magnesium in my water, and it's there when I come home, and that will make me the happiest person ever. Like, I just like little things, just the little things, simple things, that was quite a few boyfriends ago now. I don't need anything but except to be able to connect with people deeply on their hearts. So you have got the ability right now to have the most beautiful relationship with the people around you. And if you're in a partnership, like, give it a real hard go. And when I say hard, I mean hard through your own cultural and social and family programming. Go deeper in, right? And if you are single, go deeper into your own stuff. Like, this is an opportunity when you are single to go into your stuff and see what's there. Like, what is it maybe that you've been trying to avoid, like me, maybe it's something that you've been trying to avoid feeling because it's just too painful and you don't want to feel it. Like, just feel it and go into it and just be okay with it and share what's going on, because that can be your freedom as well, and just be the fullest expression of yourself. So I just honor yourself and honor other humans, because the more that we can just come together like this and just be authentic humans, supporting authentic humans, then we shift the world together. We don't need the other things. And also, when I say be authentic, like, if there's something that you don't agree with at the moment, don't allow it to happen. Like, stand up for yourself, and you don't have to fight. It's not about the fight. And I'm going to go and meet up with a whole lot of freedom fighters today. And it's not about fucking fighting. It's old world paradigm, ladies. We're not fucking fighting. We are going to do this with peace and with fucking love and with fucking integrity and with beauty and with honesty. And we're not going to make it about ourselves. We're going to make it about the message. We're going to make it about the people that need the message. A lot of people in the freedom movement, it's like about fighting. It's not about fighting, people. I'm fucking going to have a tantrum about it. It's not about fighting. It's about realizing who we are serving. We've got to get out of our own ego and go and it's like, yeah, well, you're lying if you're not expressing your message. You're contradicting us. You told us that you were supposed to speak authentically, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, speak authentically from your motherfucking heart. From your motherfucking heart. Because every freedom fighter, they are fucking sad about inequality and they just want everybody to have freedom. It's heartbreaking when you know the truth about what's going on and people are abiding by it. They're literally giving up their freedom. And it's awful to see these people walking around with children and with families because they can't even think about the world that their grandkids are going to live in without any fucking freedom. That's why we're freedom fighters and activists. It's not because we want to get up against the system. It's because we want children to be able to ride their bikes in the street. We want people to be able to swim in the ocean and love on Mother Nature. We want to be in a world where people aren't poisoning us at every fucking second. It's fucked. It's fucked. This is why we are freedom. I'm not a fighter. This is why we are truth seekers. This is why we share what's going on, because we've looked into this stuff. We've been doing the deep inner work for fucking decades. And we can come across as nasty or fucking crazy or conspiracy theorists. But it's only because we've been looking into this for fucking decades and we're tired, right? We're fucking tired. It can be tiring. It can be tiring. Fuck, I'm sounding like a brat. It can be tiring constantly trying to help people when the only person we're really helping is ourselves. We're selfish assholes. Oh my gosh, it's all ugh. It's all just messy, right? Today is just messy and we're just tired. We're just tired. I literally am tired. I fell asleep on the lounge last night just trying to do this video and IGTV wasn't letting me upload it. And it's like, I'm tired too. And we're just tired of knowing how to express from our hearts, and we're just trying many different ways to just express what's on our heart. And when we can just come from that place and just know that it doesn't need to look a certain way, that we just get to share and just give it a go. You don't need to try to do anything else or anything like that. But it is always good to get effective tools and tips. I know that I'm always looking for more effective tools and tips. How can I be more authentic? I mean, how can I be more authentic? This is as authentic as it gets, I think. Probably not. There'll always be another version. But how can we deliver our message in such a way that it ignites other people to live their fullest expression, and it unlocks their own truth so that they can come online and be their fullest expression of self? That is what everything that I do is all about, because it's just about people being able to have been
integrate all parts of their being so that they can love themselves fully, and they can, like, them just being them is the impact that changes the world. That's really what it is. And the world starts with our internal world. So we can look at our internal world first and start to clear that all up, and then that becomes the resonance of the world outside. And that's why the world is looking a bit better in places, because we are literally inside doing the deep inner work on ourselves, being with ourselves, being with our families, and that's the deep inner work that's having a great positive impact on our world. And I just hope and pray, and I know so many of you do too, that once this is all over, that we still look after the planet as much as we are now. And if you're at home, just recycle. I'm really passionate about the planet. This is what I get when I don't get to go outside in nature every day. I feel like being a native woman, when I don't get to connect with Mother Earth, I'm devastated. It devastates me. But it's also me remembering that I am Mother Nature, and that is always a part of me, and tuning into that. So not going externally to feel that, but just remembering that that is me. So, I mean, I could keep on talking forever, because I obviously just feel the need to be seen right now, which is totally selfish, but I hope that some people are getting something out of this. And I want to just tune into this, because families, I see a lot of this, and I speak to a lot of people that have families, and I have people in all different worlds, right? So many worlds that I cross over into. And one thing that comes up with families is just how much some people are suffering right now being with their family. And first of all, I hear you. It is challenging being all in the one place and trying to entertain all of your kids and your partner, and some people got other family with them, and it's full freaking on. And I don't want to make you feel bad or anything like that, but also this is just what's there. You've got a family. That's so beautiful. Please make the most of it. Please be the parent that you wanted to be for your parent. Please be the parent that you wanted your parents to be. Don't fall into the traps of being the parent that you ended up getting, that you used to bitch about. Share with your kids and be there and hold them and set them up to succeed every day. Let them know, and not the superficial bullshit you need to do your flute 3 times a week and you need to do your maths homework. No, your kids are just like me right now. They're crying out to connect with you on a deeper level. They're literally crying out, and that's why they're having tantrums and blah blah blah. Your kids are just a reflection of you. So if there's parts of your kids that you don't love and that annoy the shit out of you, you've trained them to be that way. But guess what? You can train them other ways. Kids are so amazing. They're just little mirror bombs. So if you've trained them to be a little fucking asshole, then train them out of that as well. Teach them steps each day on how to be, the most important thing would be in the morning going up to them and hugging the shit out of them and kissing them until they push away. Loving on them so much. Get in front of their programs. Get in front of the programs that you're teaching them. Get up, it's school time. Get up, have your breakfast. Eat all your meal. Brush your teeth. Oh my God, so bossy. Your kids are just suffocating too. So just go in and love on them and play and make the work fun. And when you're I was at a friend's house and they are homeschooling their kids, and I'm reading these books, and fuck, if I was this is why I'm not a parent, because I'm obsessive with things and I love that part of myself. But I would be homeschooling my kids because we were literally doing history, and there was one paragraph on each of the Indigenous races across our country, there was only one paragraph on Indigenous First Nation people of Australia. There was a paragraph. And the parents were just and I'm not
not the parents, but like the kids just needed to get through it because they wanted to go outside and play. But it's like, fuck, like share what's real, like, you know, like share what's real. And we need to get more groups of people where your kids aren't going to school, because the shit that they're teaching your kids is programming to prevent them knowing the truth. It's sickness. It's fucked up. Like, we need it, like, if anything out of this, like afterwards, find homeschooling communities and allow these kids to really learn fucking truth young. And, excuse me, gosh, I just burped. Because I'm an empath, and when things need to come up and out, like, but like, create this. If you like have lost your job and you fucking love kids and you want kids to like to know more about like what's really going on in the world, and you've got like lots of friends who also have unvaccinated children and they can't go to school, how can you guys work maybe one day less a week and you all like take it in turns to like mind these kids and look after them and homeschool them and be fucking ninja teachers and teach them about truth, and find, you know, people on the internet that are actually living expressions of these things. Like, you could literally find really interesting mathematicians or physicists or elders, First Nation elders or Mashika elders or elders of Russia or Poland, or people, you know, like actually get them to have first-hand experience with these people, rather than reading it in a textbook that is written by people that are there to torture and manipulate people and to share mistruths so that they can be slaves in our society, right? So like, yo, it's our time to find our tribe. What is it that you are missing at the most? What is it that you are missing the most right now? And how can you find a tribe of people that are feeling the same thing? And then you in your local community or online create something that's going to help other people that are that have that issue as well. This is the time. And it's not like you don't have to do any of these things. You don't have to do fucking shit. But if you're not going to do shit, stop whinging about it. Be okay with it. Or like look outside your stuckness and make a little bit of a change, or find another community. Like, there are so many communities right now. I can't even keep up with the amount of communities that are out here right now that are like, there is people with everything. So just look, even just on Facebook, and find your tribe and start to solve the issues that you've got, you know, like for example, like what I'm maybe have time today to do is go and like a group of women freedom fighters have reached out to me and asked me to go and share with them, because they're fighting and the fight's done. We're not fighting. So now I'm going to go and help them empower themselves. And it's not about me sharing my own truth on that. It's me giving them the tools to navigate it easy, because, you know, what took me maybe 10 years to figure out, they can figure out in a few weeks, because there's so much that I didn't need to learn. And then now they can go and learn just the things that I learnt and the other things that I haven't yet learnt, and they're going to do it better than me. And that's what my plan is, that they've got the time and they've got the energy now to literally go and study the things that I couldn't study. Like, rather than studying just shit on the internet, they can actually go and study the Australian Constitution and be stealth ninja fucking sovereign lawyers in this, right? Because they have got so much heart, and I'm like so excited to be able to assist them further. So yeah, thank you. This was just a little bit of blubbery on my part, because I just was needing to share some truth, and I love flicking my hair around. And it's also because my hair was down to past my butt not that long ago. That's why I flick it around a lot, because it just feels really nice. Anyway, see, it's just like, I'm just a human, just doing my best and showing up, just being a bit of a dick a lot of the time. But at least I'm giving it a go, and I am helping other humans to be their fullest expression of themselves. And by me sharing, I know that like in our retreats, especially, like I run plant medicine retreats as well as being a fucking awesome coach, that I lose my shit. Like, I am a human I'm a human and I'm not here pretending to be perfect. I definitely not am pretending to be perfect. People are like, yeah, you did an amazing 50-day fast. Yeah, you did this. Yeah, you did that. Yeah, I did it because I was in a bit of suffering, and that was the way that was going to get me out of that, and now I'm back in my suffering. And there's no right or wrong, and like, you can't escape these things. Like, things just have time. They just take time. So with me, this process is just taking time with the lawyers and it's so blah, but that's what it is. It's just blah. So whilst I'm also helping people create the most amazing lives ever, and we're doing great things, and we're like doing all these amazing things in the world and creating massive impact, and I fucking love that part of my life, which is like most of my life, right? I still have this like little bit of my life that's like challenging as fuck, and this is what's going on with it. So I just wanted to really share this from my heart, and for no other reason than just need to be seen and heard, and just to be authentic. And then also I'm really glad because we got to talk about some really awesome stuff, because they were obviously things that were on my heart, and they were just why I wanted to share them, because they like hold a lot of weight there. Like, I'm really emotional, and no, I don't have my period. I don't actually get my period because I was sterilized from the vaccine. P.S. No boys want to hear this, no men want to hear this, but the cervical cancer vaccine literally sterilized me, and I never got my period again after I had that vaccine. So that's fucked up, isn't it? So I don't get to have that expression of being a woman because of vaccines, and that is really shit. Like all these women that do these like new moon circles, and I don't even care about the fucking moon because I feel that it's manipulated, but they get to share their blood with Mother Earth and all of these things, and I don't have that. And I do blame somebody, and I don't blame somebody, but I guess that needed to happen to me so that other people could know that, fuck, they are possibilities for a fucking vaccine. It might mean that you never get to have children. It might mean that you get cancer. It might mean that you never have your period again. It's so fucked. The benefits, I don't even know there aren't any. It hasn't even been around long enough to be tested properly. Like, just use your brain. Like, it hasn't been tested properly. Like, these things, I would want anything that I'm going to administer into my body for it to at least have been tested for 20 or 30 or 50 years. You don't know what this fucking stuff that Bill Gates is making. Well, we do. It's not going to be good. Like, that shit fucked me up. I don't want other women to miss out on having children. I don't want that for you. It's not nice. You get to choose, right? And I literally shut that part of my life off for so long, pretending that I had made the choice to not have children. But it wasn't my choice. It was a fucking doctor and his ignorance that made that happen in my life. And you don't deserve that. So fucking don't vaccinate your children because you want to have grandkids. Allow them to have the choice when they're older. And the kids that are coming through now are fucking smart. They'll look at what's in that vaccine and they will say, if any of them look into it, they will say fucking no. No, I don't want aborted fetuses put into my body. I want to grow a healthy baby. No, I don't want poisons put into my body that cause cancer. I don't need to be sick. So look into what it is that you're putting in your body. And I say that from my own experience. It's not cool to never have your period because a doctor put a fucking drug into your body that they made money off. They made money off me not being able to have children. That's fucked. That is so fucked. And to all these women out there who are trying IVF and all of that, did you have vaccines? Because guess what? A lot of those companies that control the IVF and all of that, they also have shares in vaccines. So they're literally fucking you up and then making money off you. Don't you see how sick that is? That is so fucked up. out there who would be amazing mothers, who deserve to have children, and their fucking doctors have prevented that for them. Their doctors made that decision by not looking into the drugs that they administer into these women. That's fucked. How can you trust these people? I mean, a real blame and shame thing. But, like, how can you be trusting these people? They fucking are poisoning you and sterilizing us. They've done it all over Africa. They're doing it all over there. They want to kill native people because they have answers that don't need these fucking drugs. They've got answers of how to connect with Mother Earth so that we don't need all the things that they're trying to sell us. Like, pharmacy's only been around for a very short time. Alchemy, true alchemy, has been around since the dawn of time. These people know their shit. If you've got a broken heart, you go and have peyote medicine. It's the shimmering heart medicine of Mexico. It expands loving consciousness across the planet, right? It expands your love and compassion for other humans and yourself and your connection to Mother Earth, you know? Ayahuasca, she's a slippery vine. She helps to see parts of you. She doesn't show you all these other things. She shows you things that are in you. She's a vine. She's a vine that allows you to see the parts of in you that you haven't gone to, or your capabilities or your ego or any of that, you know? Or Bufo. Oh my gosh, I'm so grateful for these medicines, you know? Like, it's only been around since 2005, I think. Like, that's so weird that a new medicine has just come to light. And when I speak to my teacher, because I was starting the administering facilitation training on to administer this for other people, it's what a lot of these medicine men and women have. This is tricky for me to say, obviously. These people have come to realize about the toad medicine is that it's only a new medicine. It was only founded in 2005. Like, these toads just started to go and live under the earth for a year. Their DNA changed. It changed so that it could help serve humanity. And they believed that, and it sounds crazy, that's probably why I'm going to cry. They believed that this was because humanity wasn't raising our consciousness fast enough and we were still staying enslaved and stuck. This sounds crazy. I'm just sharing with you what my teacher has shared with me, okay? I don't know this to be true, but this is what he shared, and obviously that's just me being a pussy right now. But he said it, Blythe, like, what do you feel when you have this medicine? And for me, like, obviously at the start there is like all this, like, it's fucking crazy at the start. It doesn't last that long, and then you just go into the most amazing experience of bliss and happiness and love. It is so beautiful that it literally puts a marker in your life so that you can experience love consciousness and know what's capable for humans on this planet. So, and I said that's literally, I'm like, it's like love consciousness. I've never experienced, like, I've experienced that through different, but not like that. He's like, exactly. Obviously, this is full on. Obviously, it's an alien consciousness. It's something otherworldly that wants us to be able to experience this pure love and bliss, because that's what's there for us, you know. And this medicine, they believe, was put into these toads only in 2005 so that humans would be able to evolve. And for me, that medicine is literally, it shatters our ability, it shatters what is preventing us from receiving so much love, because there are so many of us that have blocks, like I was saying, like women and men and families and da-da-da. We've got blockages over us of how much love we can accept. There's so many of us that aren't actually open fully to love, like fully to being self-expressed love. I know I've literally had boyfriends that are just like, you are just like too much. You have just got so much. Like, I am not ready for that. And I don't like DMT, to be honest. I don't like DMT. Like, Bufo is a whole nother level. It's like completely different. DMT, it's not my favorite. I don't enjoy it at all. But there's medicines that I don't enjoy, obviously. I don't enjoy that. I don't enjoy marijuana. It makes me feel like I'm having an ayahuasca death every single time. Like, there's just things that I don't love. So we're all on our own thing. But whatever your medicine is, whatever makes you feel, whatever. Like, anyway, so the point of that was that there are medicines out there that literally will change your motherfucking life forever. And there are also techniques that you can put in your everyday that help you to experience more love and joy and bliss. So start to just do a little bit of deep inner work and acknowledge where you're at, and don't avoid who you are. Don't avoid what's coming up for you, but when things are popping up for you, know what's really there. Like, know what's behind it. Is it sadness? Because anger, there's always sadness behind it. Is it disconnect? Is it abandonment? Is it da-da-da? Oh, DMT from... Okay, so yeah, the drug DMT. I thought DMT was... Okay, but yeah, like if I'm doing a breathwork session and I have a DMT release, oh my gosh, that's literally the best day ever. I fucking love those days. I hope that I have one of those days today. And I'm actually sometimes a bit too attached to that outcome. So thank you, yes, Silas. That's definitely something I do love, is fucking DMT releases through breathwork. Literally, excuse me, literally my favoritist thing. If I start the day off like that, it's the best ever. So yeah. When you said DMT, I thought you meant Changa, because I don't love Changa. Like, I don't love it. So yeah, that's all I got today, guys. I think that's enough. I could talk forever because I just fucking love talking. I actually find it. That's why I talk so fast, because I have so much to say. I just don't know where to start, and I want to get it all out. I just love talking. So right now I'm going to go and self-heal on the beach, and try and go for a swim. It's so cold. I wish it was hot. I'm such a spoiled brat. I just wish it was hot because I want to be at the sunshine. I love you all so much. How can you be the fullest expression of yourself today? Do you need to cry? Do you need to do a Facebook Live and just be like, I don't know what I'm sharing. I just need to, I don't know. Can you have a beautiful chat with your partner or your lover? Have a bubble bath together. I don't have a bath at my house. Have a bubble bath with somebody today and share authentically. That would be so nice. I would love that. Where I'm moving, there's a bath. I love it. I can't wait. Tara, can we have baths together? Not in a lesbian way, but just in a nice way. I want to have bubble baths. I'm literally moving to a house only because I really value and love this other woman. Not in a sexual way, in a friend way. And I am moving from my paradise. Literally, it's fucking paradise here. I'm moving from paradise to the coldest place ever. And I fucking hate the cold. Because I'm willing. No, because I want a new adventure. Like, how can you have a new adventure? How can you step outside your perfect little bubble? That's me talking to me. My perfect bubble is perfect. Why would I go outside my perfect bubble? Because there's something else there. And to be able to live in the house with this fucking amazing woman is an honor and a privilege. And I am going to do that. Live in the mountains in a place where I'm not going to be able to just be barefoot all the time, because maybe that's a lie too. Maybe I will be able to be barefoot. I just need to have stronger feet. I'm going to toughen up my feet and be barefoot in the bush. I'm really nervous about it because it's like I hate living places where I don't have ocean, because I feel really trapped and feel like I feel the collective so much. Being an empath, I feel everybody, and I feel really trapped and not nice. So I am going to go out there and see how I can break free of that and be in a community and be supported by the bush and spend time in the bush, because I love rocks. Super weird, but I really love big rocks, like boulders. Like in Australia, we get these massive boulders and they've got this like beautiful light green moss that's like hard. It's not soft. It's like scaly moss. I love those rocks. Like, to me, they are like my grandfathers looking over me. They've just got so much like knowledge and wisdom and strength and support. You know that like somebody's calling me. You know I'm on a fucking call. You know I'm doing a Facebook Live right now. You're like literally there. Don't call me right now. Sorry, love. So yeah, I love rocks, and I am like gonna go and tune into like that energy, because here, like my constitution is I'm earth and fire. So I need air and water, or else I feel like I'm dying, right? So I'm going to go and be in the earth and the fire in the mountains, like freezing cold. We're going to have fires like every day. We're going to have fires and be with the earth. And so that's going to be really challenging, but I'm doing it. Anyway, spoiled brat, first world problems. I'm going to go move to the bush. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Anyway, just the lower mountains. So I don't really have, I've just spoken about so much stuff. But anyway, Blythe Langford, holistic business coach, helping people tune into their heart, to unpack all the stuff so that they can be their fullest expression of self, so that they can be and understand how to live and speak authentically from their heart, so that they can understand their unlimited potential and get it out there into the world. And as a intuitive, 9 times, unfortunately for me and fortunately for everybody else, 9 times out of 10 when people have a chat with me, they get to break through so much that they don't even need my help moving forward. I'm one of those kind of coaches. So, and then there's the other 1% of people that actually do get to work. We get to work together. And I don't work with everybody, because you got to be a match, because, sorry, runny nose. I don't work with everybody because I only work with people that, first of all, want to make a difference in their life, want to make a difference to really connect with their heart. Oh, it depends on the person. Sometimes there's other things. Anyway, I'm able to have communication with their higher self and see what it is that their soul really wants, as well as what their personality wants. And if it aligns for us to work together, then we work together. But if it doesn't, then we don't. And I'm not attached to it, and that person may or may not be attached to it either. I don't know. That's their stuff. So I help people create the wealth that they really need to create, because a lot of people are living in scarcity, and they never actually get to experience themselves thriving in this earth. So I help people with their scarcity and lack, so that they can be really creating the lives and the planet that they want. And then also I help people, entrepreneurs, to really be entrepreneurs, whether they need sovereign help to get out of the system, or and be multimillionaires, or whether they want to stay in the system and they're working towards being billionaires for massive change projects. So it just depends on how you play with the system, because both are very needed and important. And that's something that I've come to for being a freedom fighter, but now I'm not a freedom fighter anymore. I am like just a chick doing stuff, helping people, being a coach, and being a retreat facilitator. But right now, because there is no retreats, I am a coach full-time, and I love it, because it is such progress for my soul and for all of the souls that we get to help create new programs that they love, or how to take their businesses online, and how to have their thing that they've always wanted to do, and allow it to be something that helps, help other people as well. So yeah, that's me. I'm Blythe. I'm a coach, and I'm fucking awesome at it. And if you're ready to have a fucking awesome coach who holds you accountable for your highest and greatest good, let's go. Let's do this. Let's rock this out. And for all of you, there's a million other like awesome people on here. I just want to send you so much love, beauties, from my heart, the messiness, the divine masculine in me, and the divine feminine always in me, always balanced and beautiful. I send that love to you, transmissions of love to your heart. I'm going to go and clear my face in the ocean. Love you.